Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing fine. So, today I'm gonna make a video on my first motorcycle, that is the Yamaha FCS V3. I've just completed my Sunday ride from Khandala and I'm heading back home. And I just happened to look at my motorcycle and noticed how beautiful it is. So today I'll tell you why I chose this motorcycle over the competition. First, let me get geared up. By the way, I have recently bought a Rhinox Balaclava, something which I wasn't using since I started riding. And I'll also be making a video on the Rhinox Balaclava very soon. But going back to the question, why did I choose this over the competition? As there were many motorcycles that were competing against the FCS, like the Honda Hornet, TVS Apache 160, and the Suzuki Gixxer 155. So why the FCS? Why did I choose the FCS V3? It will be too easy to say that I chose this bike just because how it looks. But yes, that is what the first thing that attracted me to the bike. I absolutely love the design of the bike. The headlight, the muscular tank, the tail section, the styling of the rims, the air vents on the tanks, also the negative LCD display, which was not so common back in 2019. Even though many people didn't like the bike and consider that the version 1 FC is a legend, and indeed it is. It is the version 1 of the FC and the R15 that shook the Indian motorcycle market, and every other motorcycle manufacturer had to up their game. The version 1 also had a better riding position. It was on a sportier side, so it was much more fun to ride. At that time when I was planning to buy my first bike, BS4 motorcycles were being discontinued to make way for the BS6 motorcycles. So to get rid of the BS4 stock, manufacturers were selling it at discounted price. My first choice was not the FCS. I was planning to buy the Honda Hornet 160R, mainly because at that time I was using an Honda Activa and I wanted to stick with an Honda engine. Additionally, the Honda Hornet looked very attractive, especially the red color. But sadly, I never got a test ride of the bike. I visited many Honda showrooms, but none of them gave me a test ride. And I would never buy a bike or a car without taking a test ride. My next option was the FCS. I visited the Yamaha showroom and thankfully I got a test ride. My first thoughts of the bike were that it looked gorgeous. It had a plus suspension. The negative LCD display was very soothing to the eyes, and I liked the riding position. What I didn't like was that it had weak brakes. Even though it had ABS, I didn't like the stopping power. Also, it had vibrations above 5000 RPM, or as Yamaha calls it, a grunt of the engine. Anyways, I was still happy with the bike and I was willing to buy it despite its flaws, because no bike is perfect. But I wanted to check other options as well. Next was a TVS Apache 160, a very good looking motorcycle and a popular one as well. I went to the showroom, checked the bike, and also got a test ride of the bike. I'm not gonna lie, the performance, brakes, and the engine refinement was better than the FCS. Its downside was that it had stiff suspension. I didn't like the seat comfort, riding position, and it had a notchy gearbox. The third option was the Suzuki Gixxer 155. I had heard many good things about the Suzuki engine, so I was really looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I received very unsatisfactory service from the Suzuki dealership. The sales executive at the dealership couldn't explain any features of the bike or give any information on the bike as well, and no test ride either. And when I saw the bike at the showroom, I didn't like the design that much, so Gixxer was off my list. Now I had 90% made up my mind to go for the FCS. But then one of my colleagues buys himself a KTM Duke 125. I know that the price and the engine is not directly in comparison with the FCS, but I wanted to explore all the options that I had. Also, I had ridden the BS3 Duke 200 previously, and I was very impressed with it. So I wanted to give the Duke 125 a chance. I went to the showroom and had a very good experience. The executive gave me a detailed information on the bike, its features, and I was getting a 14,000 discount on the bike as it was a BS4 model. I took a test ride and I was very impressed. It didn't have the power delivery of a 200, but it has sufficient power that I as a beginner rider would require. The braking system was amazing, very good feedback, stopping power. I also liked the orange LCD display. There was nothing that I didn't like about the bike, but there are 3 reasons why I didn't finalize on the Duke 125. Number 1 is the heat management. I didn't like all other KTMs, even the 125 would heat up in traffic, especially the Mumbai weather. The engine temperature, if would rise above a normal, the engine would shut down. Second reason, me having height of 5'10", I couldn't fit my knees well around the tank. I know that this isn't a big thing, but I wasn't comfortable with it, so that was a con for me. The third reason is, even after a discount of 14,000, the Duke 125 was 20,000 more than the FCS. Now my mind was fixed on the FCS V3. I went to the showroom, filled all the details and booked the bike. I was told that I would get the bike within 1 or 2 weeks. Everything happened so fast, I just couldn't believe I had actually booked my first bike. After a week, I got a call from the dealership and I was informed that the bike is ready for delivery. I took it and I used it for a week for commuting to work and back. But sadly, after a week of my getting the delivery, our country went into lockdown due to COVID-19. But even in the lockdown, I would take care of it. I used to crank it up every other day and keep it covered. I have completed 3 years with the bike. I know that I have made the right decision. I do not regret buying it. But one thing that I'm not happy with is the Yamaha service center experience. If you guys want a video on that, a separate video on my Yamaha service center experience, I'll be glad to do that. Do mention that in the comment section. So this is my journey with the motorcycle. Completed 3 years and I'm very happy with it. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button and share the video with your friends and family, and do subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Till then, ride safe and take care. Goodbye.